Zaria, one of Nigeria's oldest and most influential cities, stands as a beacon of Hausa civilization, Islamic scholarship, and cultural resilience. Known in ancient times as Zozo, the city's legacy shines through the stories of its queens, warriors, and scholars who shaped not only northern Nigeria but the very identity of the Hausa people. From the legendary Queen Amina's conquest to its modern-day vibrance as a university city, Zaria has remained a center of learning, trade, and tradition, a place where history and progress walk side by side. Zaria lies in Kaduna State, in north-central Nigeria, surrounded by local government areas like Sabon Gari, Jiwa, and Soba. It is part of the ancient Hausa Bakwe, the 7 true Hausa states, alongside Kano, Katsina, Dora, Gobia, Reno, and Bairam. Today, Zaria's population includes Hausa, Fulani, and other ethnic groups, living in harmony under its rich tapestry of history and faith. While Zaria, historically known as Zozo, traces its roots to the 11th century as one of the original Hausa Bakwe city-states founded by King Gonguma, it also owes much of its enduring legacy to Queen Bakwe Turanku, the wise and powerful ruler who re-established the city around 1536, laying the foundations for the royal dynasty that would later produce the legendary Queen Amina. After Amina's reign, the city was renamed Zaria, in honor of Amina's younger sister. This royal lineage gave birth to a dynasty that carried both matriarchal strength and political brilliance, a legacy still revered across Hausa land. In the centuries that followed, Zaria rose as a major trade and military hub, connecting the trans-Saharan routes that linked West Africa to the Arab world. Islam reached the city around the 1450s, brought by scholars and merchants who built mosques and madrasas that made Zaria a center of Islamic learning. Under Queen Amina's reign in the 16th century, the kingdom expanded through conquest and diplomacy, stretching as far as Kano and Katsina. Her military genius earned her fame across Africa, and the fortified Amina walls remain one of her enduring legacies. But like many Hausa states, Zaria faced waves of change. The Fulani Jihad of 1804 to 1808 led by Usman Dan Fodio brought the Emirate system to power. In 1805, the city was captured and became part of the Sokoto Caliphate, marking a shift from a traditional Hausa kingdom to a Fulani-led Islamic emirate. In 1901, Lord Frederick Lugard led the British forces to annex Zaria, formalizing colonial control through treaties that placed the emirate under indirect rule. The British strengthened the Emir's authority but limited his sovereignty, reshaping governance and urban planning. After Nigeria's independence in 1960, Zaria continued to grow as a key educational and cultural hub. Modern times have also brought both progress and trials. In 2013, a coordinated military operation in Zaria freed hostages taken by insurgents, reaffirming the city's resilience. In 2015, a deadly clash occurred between the Nigerian army and members of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria, IMN, marking one of the most tragic modern chapters in Zaria's history. Historically, Zaria was the southernmost of the Hausa city-states, perfectly placed for trade and defense. Its economy thrived on farming, salt, leather, grain, and slave trade, connecting West Africa to the Sahara and beyond. The city's open markets drew merchants from Mali, Borneo, and Tripoli, while its artisans shaped metal, leather, and cloth for centuries. Zaria's neighborhoods tell its story: the ancient city, where the palace and mosque stand, and Sabon Gari, the newer section developed under British rule for non-indigenous settlers. Together, they reflect how tradition and modernity coexist, the old emirate balancing faith and culture, and the modern city embracing education and commerce. Zaria's leadership rests on a structure that blends royal tradition with religious authority. The emirate's 5 kingmakers, including the Wazirin Zozo, Fagasin Zozo, Mokama Koromi, and Chief Imam, play central roles in selecting each new emir. Every succession must pass through consultation, prayer, and historical precedent. The list of rulers stretches from early monarchs like King Gonguma and Queen Amina, to Fulani emirs like Malam Musa, and modern leaders such as Amir Shehu Idris, who ruled for 45 years until 2020. The current ruler, Amir Ahmed Nuhu Bamali, ascended the throne in November 2020, becoming the first Amir from the Malawa dynasty in nearly a century. Zaria stands as both a spiritual and cultural capital in northern Nigeria. Its streets echo with the rhythm of tradition, from the royal palace of the Amir to the call of the muezzin and the hum of local markets. The city's blend of Hausa, Fulani, and Islamic influences forms a unique cultural identity that has endured for centuries. Religion, education, and trade intersect here, making Zaria not just a city of faith but a living museum of northern heritage. Zaria's artistic legacy runs deep, reflected in its crafts, architecture, and celebrations. The Durbar Festival, a grand display of horses, warriors, and drummers, remains the city's most spectacular event, held during Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. It honors the Amir and showcases the strength of the cavalry, the pride of Zozo's history. Traditional drummers, costume dancers, and griots narrate royal history in music and motion. Generations of artisans have shaped Zaria's economy and identity. The city is famed for its leatherwork, textile weaving, and embroidery, as well as pottery, calabash decoration, and blacksmithing. Zaria's signature, Zaria blue dye extracted from local indigo plants, once traded across West Africa, adorning clothing from Kano to Timbuktu. Even today, artisans in the old city keep these crafts alive, passing their skills to younger generations. Zaria's cuisine mirrors its diversity, rich, flavorful, and rooted in Hausa and Fulani traditions. Popular dishes include dambu nama, shredded spiced meat often served with grains, danwik, a flour dumpling dish eaten with pepper sauce, and mayan taushi, a hearty pumpkin soup. Locals also enjoy kunan jayoda, a thick peanut drink, and wena, or mosa, fluffy rice cakes served at gatherings. Beverages like kunan zaki and zobo refresh crowds in the heat of the dry season, while alkubos, a sweet bread, remains a breakfast favorite. Zaria is a citadel of learning and home to Ahmadu Bello University, ABU, established in 1962, one of the largest and most prestigious universities in Africa. The Federal College of Education, Zaria, trains generations of teachers across Nigeria, while the Nuhu Bamalli Polytechnic and the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology, the nation's premier aviation school, attract students nationwide. These institutions embody Zaria's long-standing tradition of scholarship and intellectual excellence. Zaria has produced leaders, innovators, and icons who have left indelible marks on Nigeria's history. Among them is Queen Amina, remembered as the warrior queen whose conquest expanded the kingdom's influence. Russell Aliyu Barau Diko, a pioneering physician and nationalist, contributed to health and governance in post-colonial Nigeria. The city also celebrates Nuhu Bamalli, a revered minister and diplomat, and Amir Ahmed Nuhu Bamalli, the current ruler, whose reign continues the legacy of unity and modernization. Fun fact, Zaria's Bewa College has produced 5 Nigerian heads of state, General Yakubu Gowon, General Matola Muhammad, Alhaji Shehu Shagari, and Alhaji Umaru Musa Yar'Adua among them. Some records also note that Sir Ahmadu Bello and Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa once walked its halls, cementing Balewa's place as Nigeria's most historically influential school. Few cities can match this level of educational impact in Africa. Today, Zaria balances the weight of its history with the demands of the modern age. Its sprawling markets, ancient walls, and bustling university life merge tradition with innovation. The city's leather, textile, and agricultural industries sustain its economy, while its schools continue to attract scholars from across the continent. Despite modernization, the essence of old Zozo, faith, dignity, and craftsmanship, remains visible in its people's daily lives. Zaria's connection to the broader black experience stretches beyond Nigeria's borders. For centuries, it stood along trans-Saharan trade routes, linking the Hausa world with North African Arabs and merchants from regions like Tripoli, Egypt, and Sudan. The trade of leather, textiles, and knowledge created a cultural bridge that connected Zaria to the larger African and Islamic world. Under British rule, the establishment of Sabon Gari, or New Town, introduced new communities, Yoruba, Igbo, and even foreign settlers, turning Zaria into a true cosmopolitan hub. Its history of migration, trade, and exchange mirrors the broader African diaspora's journey of connection and resilience. Zaria remains one of Nigeria's great historic cities, a land of queens, warriors, and scholars whose stories continue to inspire. From Queen Amina's conquest to the scholarship of Ahmadu Bello University, from ancient markets to modern institutions, Zaria bridges centuries of transformation. It stands as a symbol of strength, intellect, and endurance, proof that Africa's oldest traditions and modern aspirations can thrive side by side. If you've loved this journey through history, don't forget to like and subscribe, because the soul of Africa has so much more to reveal.